I'll be happy if I got at least one person up out of their seat. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our beautiful full moon ritual honoring India this evening. I'm so glad to see you. I just finished welcoming everybody in the room. And we were dancing. Did you get to see us? We went live on main page. Yeah. So if you were on our main Facebook page, you got to see us get our groove on for a few minutes. I'm so glad that you're here. I was just saying in the room, so this year is really special. It's an 11 year, right? 2018, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 equals 11. And 11 is a master number. It's a number of manifestation and creation. And so if you want to make something happen, this is pretty much the year to do it. The last 3 full moons have all been at the 11th degree of the sign that they're in. Have you heard about this? Uh-huh. I'm not making a lot of meaning out of it, but a lot of astrologers are. And so if you hear those conversations going on, that's what they're talking about. The degrees of the signs matter. It's interesting, in my natal chart, all of my planets are in the 9th degrees. And my birthday is on the 9th. There's a lot of 9s in my particular natal chart. So it's interesting to look at the numbers in your own chart and see if you can find a pattern. 11 obviously is a very lucky number. And so tonight, what we're manifesting with this ritual, with our ritual honoring Holi, which is the beautiful festival in India that celebrates the coming of spring and the triumph of good and beauty over evil and destruction. Tonight, what we are working on together is ultimately forgiveness and love. And I want to share an interesting perspective with you. I have so much to share with you. I have overpacked my brain for tonight, just because India is that kind of country. I have so much I want to read to you. I wrote things for you. I have something in a book that I want to read to you. So let's just get started. I'm going to smudge. I want to invite you to call your energy into present time. Whew. Roll your shoulders back. I'm telling you what. Our planet is ascending. I really, truly believe that. It may look like it's not, but it is. And by ascending, it's really interesting. And most of my work right now is around the Hermetic principles in the classes that I'm teaching. And one of those principles is as above, so below, as within, so without. And, what does ascension mean really, except becoming more spirit and less human, right? Closer to the divine. And ultimately, that's the goal, is for our planet to ascend to the heavens, and for the heavens to become realized on our planet. And you hear that in the prayers of almost every major spiritual tradition, don't you? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I believe that's the ultimate goal of all spirituality, is to manifest the union of heaven and earth in a way that means that there's no inconsistency between who we are and who the spirit world really is. And I believe our planet is in the birth canal right now. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And it's not an easy labor. Gaia's in hour 40 right now. You know what a mother does when she's been in 40 hours of labor? What does she do? What is her demeanor? Have you been there for that? That's a party. I never had the pleasure of laboring that long, but I've been with women who have, and it's just not a happy place. It's not an attractive place. It's an important place, though. And the rule of thumb with labor is that baby's coming out. That's the mantra, right? One way or another, that baby's coming out. And that's basically what's happening with our planet right now. One way or another, we're going to move through this transition. And we're either going to do it in a unified way that protects our planet, or we're going to do it in a separate way that causes great harm. And so I hope that we make decisions in alignment with the highest good of all beings. Amen. So it is. Okay. That's all I will say on that for tonight. Okay. It is a full moon in Virgo. Did you see my post on main page today? I literally woke up this morning and I was like, it's a full moon in Virgo. And I looked over at my Virgo husband and I said, I'm going to spend the whole day looking in the mirror and telling myself everything that's wrong with me. Because that's how a Virgo would celebrate if they could. They would spend the whole day just telling everyone what's wrong with them and everybody else and society and the media. And so I thought, what an important way to celebrate. And then he didn't think that was funny, right? I thought it was funny enough to go make a meme for you about it. So anyway, we got to have a good laugh about it. Okay, it is a full moon in Virgo. And so I want to read to you just for a moment what it means when the moon transits Virgo. You ready? Just close your eyes and receive for a minute. When the moon transits Virgo, she seeks perfection in all of her details. She's emotionally attached to accuracy, and she wants to get it right. To tell her she's doing it wrong triggers very deep feelings of inadequacy and guilt. And the moon takes it personally through her stomach all the way into her bones. She can expect a level of perfection that seems beyond attainment, both from herself and from others. But you'll see she really does know how to make things better. It's true, this moon. Which tools to use and the most efficacious healing practices. Virgo knows how to find the flaw, but Virgo also knows how to fix it. Take that in for a minute. How blessed are we to have energies in the field that don't just identify the flaw, but come packed with a solution. That's what Virgos do. Do you have a lot of them in your life? My husband never brings me a problem without a solution. That's why we've been married for 15 years, I think. And it's not because it's always been easy. Leos really don't like talking about their flaws a lot, ever. But you know why that is? Because we know them, and we're overcritical of ourselves inside. We don't want the outside messages coming. Okay, with the flick of one finger, Virgo can remove the speck of dust that has blocked your full vision for years. She has the servant's heart. They really do. Virgo is the virgin. They need to be useful, and work is hardwired into her DNA. She nurtures all that she loves through acts of service. She wants to fix your problems, and she's not above the mundane duties of daily existence. And so what would that mean for you for tonight? Like if you could set an intention right now, and I really want to bring your attention to your intention in this moment. Close your eyes before we start. What's your intention for tonight? This is a scanning moon. She can scan your whole life, and if you allow her, she can find the flaw and help you fix it. So what would that look like for you? Is there a flaw in your life that you've already identified that you're ready to let this Virgo moon fix? And can you just, be with that for a moment and give this moon permission to move in and do that work for you? Okay, so now you know where we're going. This is the beautiful art, by the way, of the kit for tonight. I'm going to read you the invocation. We invoked some of the most important imagery from India, of course, the sacred Sri Yantra symbol. And so here's the invocation for tonight. Under the colorful glow of this full moon, I invoke the vibrancy of love. As I celebrate the coming of spring, I absorb the enlightened victory of good over evil, and I fall into enchantment with awareness and intimacy. Enchantment is one of my favorite words in the English language. What does it mean to be enchanted? Enchanté, yeah? What does that mean? Okay, so we are between two blue moons, 11 degrees Virgo tonight, ahead of the spring equinox. This is your last chance to be inside of yourself, really. The universe is about to pull everything out of you now. And so I want you to take tonight to do the last vestiges of some hard soul work that I know you've been working on. I know a lot of you in this room, and I know some of the things that you've gone through in the last year. And so if you can do the work tonight of releasing, of forgiving, mostly yourself, but it'd be nice if you could do it for other people too. If you can really take in the energy of tonight and do this work, you're going to be much more abundant in the spring season, because you're not going to be trying to drag your baggage into a season that should be light and easy and beautiful and effortless. It should be like, have you had some of those days already that feel like spring? I know we have in Southern California. You know what I'm talking about? Where you go outside. I've got chills all over just saying it. You haven't had it in Colorado yet. It's coming for you though. But when you walk outside, because I've had those days in Colorado too, and it's even crisper and more beautiful there, right? Like there's a sense of like everything's possible. It comes with a natural optimism, but you're not going to feel that if you're carrying your big bag of crap around from last year. Are you good with that? Can we do that tonight? Okay. I love it. Walter's like, oh my God, yes. Walter is so ready for this right now. And I love that. Okay, so tonight, this is the Holi Festival in India. So I just want to say briefly what that is. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, if you don't know, what they do is they take these beautifully colored powders. Your kit came with one. Mine's this beautiful fuchsia. You can make a bindi on your forehead with it if you want, just by taking the tip of your pinky and doing that. The bindi, of course, is just a reminder to prayer. So the bindi is never placed for you. It's placed for the person who sees you, if that makes sense, which I really, really love. There's actually a stone called bindi stone, and it has little spots on it. And that's the prayer stone. And it's a reminder to you to carry the bindi stone, remember to pray. What I love about India, this is so much what India represents, that even the things that they do that are beautiful are not done for them. They're done for you. They're done so that you remember. They're done so that you believe. Like, how powerful is that? How many cultures in the world do you know of where they privilege the awareness and the experience of the other over their own? We're not talking about our own country, right? I mean, that's very much something that you see mostly in the East. And so I love that. And I love that we can connect with those energies, right? I mean, I love that that's available to us. Holi is largely a daytime ritual. And so what happens is the villages, it's a beautiful description, actually. My CFO for Sage Goddess is from India. And she was just recounting the story for me of Holi and her memories as a child. And my favorite story that she shared was, in India, the day of Holi, you put on your most disgusting clothes. Like, you do not wear anything of value. You do not wear any jewelry. You don't do your hair, because you know you're about to be bombed with every color of this beautiful powder, right? The kids fill up water balloons. It's such a cute story that she was sharing. They fill up water balloons and they go to the top of the highest buildings to throw them on the old people walking, or whatever, the cars. And the balloons are full of water and the colored powder, right? And so, and what I love about the internet is, if you want right now, actually, you can go live. It's live streaming right now. You can actually see Holi festivals around the country of India live streaming, which is, I mean, how lucky are we? We were watching it here today. And so you get this feeling like you almost get to be there in a way, which is so exciting, right? But anyway, the kids are funny, just throwing this stuff all over the place. But here's why that's important. On the day of Holi in India, you're not any better than me. You don't have nicer clothes on. You don't have fancy jewelry on. You and I, on that day, are the same. It's the great equalizer, Holi, and it's intended to be that way, so that the only facade that you're wearing is a facade that everyone shares with you. It takes you down to who you are. And I think we all need that. I think we all need occasions like that. And so that's what your powder is about. Holi brings in energies of joy, fun, music, dancing, love, abundance, beauty, growth, prosperity, fertility on every level. So I would invite you one more time to close your eyes before I open the circle. What is your specific intention for tonight's ritual? Is it joy? Is it love? Is it forgiveness? Is it peace? Are you really going to let that stuff go that you keep saying you're going to let go? Are you really going to let it go? It's up to you. It might not be time. Sometimes when it's really hard to let things go, have you noticed that? And it happens with children a lot, where you'll say, give me that. And and they're not ready to, it's like, give me that. When kids hold on to something, I've learned to let them hold it for a minute. There's usually a reason, and adults are the same way. If we're holding it, it's because it still is important to us, right? Like, I even have an issue in my own personal life where, I'm still wanting to find answers to something that happened to me last year. And it's like, I have to make peace. I'm just sharing this with you so that you see we all struggle, right? Like, I have to make peace. I can keep trying to understand something that's not understandable, right? Because spiritual and relationship matters are not understandable. You can't logic your way out of that stuff. And so, when we're dealing with the human soul, you have to allow for your heart to lead you. Okay. So are you ready? I am ready.
I'm ready.
Ready. Okay. I'm going to open the circle, and then I'll do a little bit more reading to you. There's a little bit of feedback on this, and it's not touching my hair that I can tell. So I just want to see if there's anything we can do about that. Okay. Are you ready? So I'm going to open our circle. So excited to have you with us. So happy that you are here. I want you just to roll your shoulders back, call your energy into present time. And I'm going to open our beautiful circle. Put your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. It's a nice receptive position for energy work. Bringing your attention to your breath, to your own intention for tonight. Letting go of any thoughts that might distract you from this moment. All of that will be there waiting for you later. I want you to imagine that out of your left hand extends a beautiful, bright, white beam of light. It's the beam of light of source energy, all creation. You have the ability to manifest that at will. And so that beam of light extends from your left hand toward the person seated next to you virtually or physically around the circle. I want you to feel that beam of light extend out of your hand into the right hand of that person next to you. It'll wash through their energy centers and move out of their left hand toward the right hand of the person next to them. And in that way, the energy moves clockwise as we open a sacred container. And when that energy comes back, it's going to come back to you in your right hand. And just receive that. Feel what it's like to hold the divine white light of creation in both of your hands. It's normal for your hands to feel warm, even tingly a little bit as you're holding that energy. And if you send love around that beam of light, it'll come back to you. If you send healing around, it'll come back to you. I'm sending peace and forgiveness and joy. Comfort, a hug, anything that you feel is needed in the field right now, just knowing it comes back to you. And with that, our circle is open. You can keep your eyes closed while I call to the four directions. I call tonight to the spirits and the guides of every person in this circle to come closer. Encircle us, surround us with love, protection, wisdom, and connection this evening as we gather to celebrate the fullness of the moon, an event we will witness no more than 1,000 times in this lifetime with these eyes. I'm so grateful that you're here with me this evening. My wish is that the full moon never loses its magic for you. To the guardians and gatekeepers of the four sacred directions, we thank you for turning your gaze toward us this evening. We honor your sacred presence, and we thank you for your steady guardianship. I call first to the direction of east, element of air, quicksilver, invisible winds, and to you if you are Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. To air, to light, and to dawn, the rising of the sun above mountaintops and the pale peach hue of the sky as it receives first rays of morning sunlight. I invoke air and movement in my life, the exquisite flow of energy. Teach me, air, to move with ease and to be both within and without, above and below, never bound to my circumstances, my fears, or my failures. I rise and all around me as the winds shift and move. I learn the power of graceful allowance, and I honor my breath. I honor the life force within me and within you. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element of air, I see you, I summon you, and you are here holding the Eastern Gateway with me tonight. I call next to the direction of south, element of fire, candle flame, wildfire, and you, if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. To fire, to the dry heat and desert winds, the sacred lands of our ancestors, the wild sagebrush and native herbs that grow wild and free, and the wildfires that burn untamed, like the passion of lovers who know the power of one touch on bare skin between souls with lifetimes of connection. I burn, and all around me as I burn, and as the flames grow, I learn the power of my own fearless expansion. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element of fire, I see you and summon you. You are here, holding the Southern Gateway with all of us tonight. Next, I call to the direction of west, element of water, raging rivers, deepest oceans, and you, if you're Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. I call to you, water, and to waves that rise above us, waves that could crush us. You compose us, water. Water, we are you, and the rivers and the oceans that expand and connect us tonight are mothers to us, their children. Water feeds us, nourishes us, bathes us, cleanses us, drowns us, births us, all of the cycles of life. I float and I swim, and all around me as the waves rise, I learn the power of my own intuition, and I see that my entire being knows how to surrender when I must, and I know how to cry when the release is needed. I honor my own deepest emotions and yours. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element of water, I see you, I summon you, and you are here tonight holding the Western Gateway with all of us. Last, to the direction of north, I call to element of earth, Mother Gaia, continents, oceans moving in sacred and silent dance, and to you, if you are Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. I call to you, earth, and to your trees, to your wilderness, to your animals, your creatures, your wild and free places. I call to the places where I have lived and died and lived again many times. My ancestors, their bones have returned to you, and my own one day, will lie with theirs. Dust and life and death and growth, you hold us all, earth. We ground and we bury and we root. And all around us, as we age and we learn, we trust that our roots are deep enough now to support the expanse of the branches and the fruits that we will grow. We see that we're capable of holding much more than we think, and we know how to stand our ground and how to send down into you, earth, that which we can no longer hold. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element of earth, I see you, I summon you, and you are here holding the northern gateway with us tonight. And as always, my wish for all of you is that the delicate and precious balance of these four elements will make itself known to you now and always. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. Beautiful. Sounds like an infirmary in here. Me and my sweet loves. You know what? Cough away. And I'm going to cough if I have to. And if you're at home coughing, and just send you sweet love to your throat. Okay. So we're going to enter India. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to read to you for a minute, and then we will enter the temple. Oh, imagine where you would be, what the air would smell like, what you would be wearing. If you were in ancient India tonight preparing for ritual, your senses would be heightened in this place of mystery, and the harmonious movement of the masses would clatter around you like crashing currents of an ocean. India is not a quiet country. Music flows through the city, mingling with voices that echo off of the city walls. Colors rush by in streaks of orange and red and gold, and the air is heavy with spicy fragrances, so thick you can practically taste them in your mouth. In this saturation of sight and sound and smell and touch, you're standing still with your eyes closed. You're present, but you're muted. Do you feel the cacophony of life around you? Do you feel the rush of a million heartbeats surrounding you? You are in India. And you're in the midst of a bustling marketplace bazaar, and both sides of this alley that you're walking are overflowing with vendors, and they have baskets of spices and stacks of vegetables and beautiful tropical fruits. It's inviting to you. It's intoxicating to you, in fact. You pass these baskets and you're weaving through the streams of shoppers around you, but you have a loftier goal in mind. You notice as you gaze that there's a luminous man sitting cross-legged on the floor near a low burning fire. This is the fire of Holi that frees us from the bondage of pain, sorrow, and anger. This Brahman spirit is ready to take you in as his silent guide tonight. His bright open gaze catches yours, and you immediately feel a sense of peace and warmth in his gaze and his presence, his stare. You have been expected here. Without saying a word, you take your place next to him and sit cross-legged near the sacred fire, and as this enlightened man bows his head in a gesture of acceptance of you, you sit completely entranced in this bond as the monsoon of the crowd passes you by, leaves you behind. His skin is covered in ash from the holy fires. His body is sinewy. He's lean. He's strong. He reaches out his mound of holy ash and swipes the 3 white lines of Shiva between your brows. As he does so, you think of 3 sacred intentions to bring to this experience with him tonight. Your guide closes his eyes, and after observing a sense of serenity and allowing the silence to encompass his being, you follow his lead. You begin to breathe more deeply now, positioning yourself a little taller and a little straighter with each inhale. And every new breath feels like renewed life to you. From this place, can't you see how easy it is to love? Can't you see how easy it is to forgive others? Can't you see how easy it is to love yourself? Here, we're all are one under the swath of powdered colors that cover the cities and the villages. No one is above you, and no one is below you. All are your sisters and all are your brothers. It is said that a wanderer will travel the world looking for what the seeker has already found within. Without having to travel to India tonight, without having to delve into its multiplicity of mysteries, miracles, and myths, you have already found the illumination within. Welcome to India, my friends. Okay. So stay in that place. And one of the things I want to share with you tonight is, you know, when spiritual people talk about forgiveness, a lot of times there's critique of us. And part of that critique comes from people saying, you can't just live all love and light. There is darkness, there is evil, there is fear, there is anger, and you can't just pretend it doesn't exist. But what most true spiritual people will tell you, people on many different paths will tell you, is we never deny the existence of those things. The ultimate path of forgiveness is to accept you for all that you are, to accept your partner for all that your partner is, to accept your family for all that they are, to accept your children for all that they are, to accept your ancestors for all that they were, to accept your parents for doing the best they could, even if it wasn't great. Forgiveness in spiritual context is not about pretending like the bad doesn't exist. It's about finding a path to peace in spite of that. And the process to doing that is to integrate and to allow everything to be. So I really want to put that out there tonight, because it's funny. I keep hearing people with that critique of, you know, spiritual people just want to pretend it's all love and light. I really don't think that we do. I think we live in a real world and we feel those pains even more deeply than non-empathic people or people who are not highly attuned. I think we feel it more deeply. And so tonight, as I ask you to forgive, as I ask you to love, as I ask you to lean into these energies tonight, it's not in spite of all the challenges and what's happened to you in your life and all the parts of yourself that are hard to love. It's because of those things that we're doing this, okay? Oh, okay. I had other things I could read to you, but I want to dive in. Okay, I'm going to light my candle. This union we speak of tonight, of course, we're working with Radha perfume. Krishna and Radha are one of the most sacred love stories in all of Hindu mythology. But I'll tell you something, they're really a metaphor for the union of the divine masculine and feminine within yourself, as all good love stories are. And they also represent the union of opposing forces in you. So I want you to think for a moment before we even go into the meditation we're about to begin, but what are your opposing forces? One of my favorite people in the world, I got to watch someone meet him. And the person said, after meeting him and hearing, because he's kind of a different person, the person looked at him and said, how can you be this and that, and this other thing and that, and a biker into this, and a shaman into that? And my friend looked at him and said, I am all of those things. I am the conflict. I am the tension. And the tension is my magic. Can you hold that, right? And so the union of all of that is within you. And anytime you feel like you have to give up something to do something else, like, well, I'm going to be spiritual, I can't do that. Or if I'm going to be a good parent, I can't be that. Why are you doing that? The union is all of those things, right? The union is all of those things. Take a moment, if you have your candle and you've lit it, to take the aroma in. We really scented this candle with exactly what India would smell like tonight. This is every note, every scent of what you would smell if I could transport you there and you could just be. So just take a moment to let the scent rise. I'm going to anoint with Radha perfume, which is a love perfume. But it's the broader love, right? It's the agape. It's the love for my brother and my sister. It's the love for my planet. There's a lot of rose in Radha, which I love. I hope you enjoyed that one. And then the stones we're working with tonight are rose aura quartz for love, kyanite for balance between the masculine and the feminine, between all of the energies that we're integrating, howlite, which is an important stone of connection, love, forgiveness, compassion. We put cute little pink quartz in there for the colors of Holi, and then we put aragonite, which is about peace. ultimately aragonite's about peace through organization and structure. And so any of those stones that you feel called to work with during our meditation would be perfect for you. I'm going to be working primarily with the rose aura quartz and the kyanite tonight. Okay. So roll your shoulders back, come back to that beautiful receptive position with your hands, palms facing up. And so as we enter the sacred temple tonight in the heart of India, I want to bring you back to the fireplace where I just left you with that beautiful Brahmin spirit who is there as a teacher for you, there as a guide for you. I want you to return to the image of that fire. I want you to see him seated there. Sense his oneness with source energy. Sense his peace. There's an energy of his essence tonight that is very much unshakable, unmovable. You almost sense that you wouldn't be able to interrupt him if you wanted to. He's so in a deep trance, connected to source, connected to all creation. And so as you take your place next to him, I want you to practice a new skill. It's one that I'm working with quite a bit in meditation. I want you to try it on tonight and see if you like it, because it's an exercise that you can do with almost anyone. I want to teach you how to align to his energy stream. Are you ready? So stay where you are. So I want you to be seated close enough to him where you're not touching him, but maybe there's about a few inches of space between your energy fields. And I want you to bring your attention to your breath. And I want you to slow your breath for just a minute. Slow the inhale and then slow the exhale. Slow the inhale. Slow the exhale. And just bring your full attention to being seated next to this teacher, this guide. And I want you to imagine first your crown chakra and his crown chakra. And I want you to notice those discs of light spinning. And I want you to notice how his chakras move, and then bring your own attention to your chakras and try to create a synchronous movement between them. Slowing the inhale, slowing the exhale. Just with the intention of bringing your energy flow into alignment with his. And again, if you want to hold your kyanite, it's a really helpful tool for aligning energy with another energy stream. Then bringing your attention to his third eye and your third eye, watching the movement of the energy centers, setting the intention to bring your intuition into alignment with his. What is he seeing that you might benefit from seeing? What does he know that he might be able to transmit to you or share with you tonight? Do you feel how your energy has slowed? Do you sense it? I can feel it in the room. Just nod if you do feel it in the meditation space. Okay. Just subtly slowing. It's not, you're still breathing, but the slowness is because you're scanning. You're really paying attention to what's happening in his field and aligning yours to his. So bring your attention to his throat chakra. Notice the movement. Notice his throat chakra. Notice yours. And slowly bring the movement of the two into alignment. This is his truth center. What truth does he know? Does he speak? Can he show you? And then to the heart, if you have your Radha perfume, you bring your hand up to your nose so that you can smell the scent, because it's really going to open that heart chakra now. It's really intended for that. So at the heart, noticing your own heart chakra first. Where is your heart right now? And then connecting to this teacher. Where is his heart? What can his heart teach you? What level of compassion, mastery of compassion has he reached that could transform your life? What ease does he have when it comes to love? How has he learned to surrender what he has lost? Slowing the inhale, slowing the exhale. And then to the solar plexus, here we can really benefit from aligning with this energy. Where does he locate his power? How is his solar plexus spinning? What does his energy center here look like? And how do you locate your power? What can he teach you about ego and power? How has he learned to detach ego from power so that power becomes a selfless drive that the universe can create and push through you, much bigger than anything about you? Slowing the inhale, slowing the exhale, and aligning your solar plexus with his. And then coming down to the sacral chakra. This can be very helpful if you've had blocks around procreativity or creativity, fertility issues, because here we can learn to let go of our fears around sex, passion, creation, desire. What has he learned about managing desire, channeling passion, honoring life? What has he learned about forgiving in the sacral? What has he learned that he can share with you, that he can show you? And just aligning. And then to the root. He has much to teach you here. What has he learned? How is his root chakra moving? It's the slowest moving chakra. Really slowing the inhale and the exhale here. What can he share with you about grounding and protection? What can he tell you about learning that home is within you? Home is wherever you are. What can he teach you about not searching for safety anymore? Knowing that you're safe already right where you are all the time. What wisdom can he offer you about healing from those traumas of your past? Maybe your childhood. What would he tell you about what happened all those years ago? What messages does he have for the little boy or the little girl who felt alone or scared and couldn't find her place, felt abandoned or betrayed? What can he tell you about love? And just aligning. And now I want you to notice, I want you to come back to your intention for tonight, right now. What is your intention for tonight? And I'm using my Rose Aura Quartz here myself for this because that's more about my intention. What is your intention for tonight? Where in your life do you need to bring the biggest dose of color, joy, happiness, forgiveness, passion, enthusiasm, a complete release and surrender and letting go? Where in your life do you need to let go of judgment of other people? Thinking you're better than them, thinking you're less than them. Where in your life do you need to let go of all of that? What if you were truly equal with everyone on the planet? What if you really believe that? How would that change how you interact with the people in your life if you had no judgments against them? And what can he teach you about that? And so tonight, Brahman Spirit guide, who's taking us on this incredible journey into the heart of mystery tonight in India, we ask that you hold our intention with us. And we ask that you, I'm going to go silent here for a few minutes. We ask that you share your wisdom about our intention tonight. What can you teach us about what we've come here to seek? And just spend a minute here with him. Let him transfer his wisdom to you. And you might ask him for a symbol or a sign for your intention. Maybe he'll give you a mantra or a power word to align with your intention. Maybe he'll give you a practice. Just be open to receiving whatever he offers you. He might offer you silence and download information to you without speaking. And then if you can, I would love for you to formulate an intention for our planet, aligned with all of the energies of tonight, the compassion, the joy, the letting go of judgment and fear. What intention can you hold for our planet tonight so that everyone can receive the work that we're doing this evening in a way that resonates with them? And I want you to imagine wherever you are, those of us in the room will do it here together. I want you to imagine letting the energy of our intentions for ourselves and our planet tonight, letting that energy fill the room that we're in. Let's let it show up in the form of white light. So I want you to imagine that the entire room that you're in is just filling with the most incandescent, beautiful, divine, pure white light. Let that light push to every corner, to the ceiling, out to the four walls. Let that energy push down into the carpet or through the hardwood floors to the foundation. Imagine it washing across the windows of the room that you're in. Imagine it penetrating every object in the room. Imagine it penetrating the crystals that you're working with tonight and the molecules of the essential oils and the perfumes that you're anointing with. And imagine it infused down into the cells of your own body. Can you let every cell of your body fill with this light right now? Every cell. Every cell. Let it run through every vein, every artery in your body. This light of love and peace and healing and compassion. And if you want to work with the energy, you can use affirmations. I am well, I am happy, I am forgiveness, I am peace, I am compassion, I'm loved, I'm appreciated. I'm open, I'm available, I'm sacred. Any affirmations that resonate with you right now. And as you imagine filling up that room, I want you to also imagine that the rest of the planet has to raise its vibration to meet ours now. That's how energy works. All energy has to calibrate. And so we have raised a vibration tonight that the rest of the world can then match. And slowly but surely, that's how you create planetary change. It only takes one person and one intention. We've got a lot more than that tonight, so we can do some beautiful work together. Okay, do you feel it? Every cell in your blood coursing through your veins. Send it to your brain. I love to imagine just every cell of your brain just being bathed in joy and compassion and peace and clarity and rest and relaxation. Your poor brain. You ever think about that? I also like to send it out to my arms and my hands and my legs and my feet. You know, your whole body carrying you through this lifetime, your neck, your shoulders, just letting every part of your body just be bathed in that energy tonight. And so now that we've set an individual intention and a universal intention, would love for you to connect one more time with that Brahman spirit. And I want you to ask him if he has any messages for you. What does he want you to know right now? Just close your eyes and just receive. Teach us, show us. We're so open right now. The field is so open, and I can feel each of you just willing to receive. It's so beautiful to witness you this way. And what can he show you? For some of you, I feel like he's telling you that you need to go somewhere. I can feel it. He's telling you to journey somewhere. I want to know where that is that you're going. I can feel it. It's for multiple of you. For some of you, I feel like he's telling you about changes that you need to make for your health. And you should follow that guidance. That's good medicine. For some of you, I feel like he's telling you not to be so hard on yourselves. That the love that you seek has to begin with you. And for some of you, I really feel it's about joy. You've got to find your joy. Yeah, Dawn Fisher in the feed, I felt Peru, and I felt Canada too. Interesting. You have to find your joy. Or set the intention that it will find you. But then when joy knocks on your door, you can't not answer it. And when you feel like you've received his guidance, let's take a moment just to offer a gratitude gesture to him, whether it's kneeling and bowing toward him with prayer hands. It doesn't feel right to touch him. So let's just send an energetic message of gratitude. Bring your own energy back to center. Become mindful once more that you and he are separate, because I could feel that some of you were sort of merging with his energy field. It was very interesting what I could sense. Like the alignment almost became, did any of you sense that? The alignment almost became so true. It was a oneness. So let's come back to the separation. I can really feel it. Some of you are like really there. And so I'm just going to say, let's just stay there for one more minute. I really can feel how sticky it is for some of you, and I don't want to pull you away. So interesting. So just one more minute. Let's just stay there. And then I'll signal you to separate. And while you're in this union, which was the entire intention of tonight's ritual, is this moment. That's why I want to sit here for a minute. What would your life look like if you could bring this to it tomorrow? If you could bring this to the arguments that you're having, or if you could bring this to the conflict, or if you could bring this to the workplace, or if you could bring this to your children, or to your aging parents, or to your siblings. Because if you become this, guess what happens next? Someone will come sit next to you and align. And do you see what happens? And then that person becomes this. And then the next person comes and sits next to them and aligns. That's how you become a teacher. It's not like you have to have some formal position. It's your very being that becomes the lesson. But can you be this? So good. So one more slow inhale and a really soft, slow exhale. Let all the air out of your diaphragm. And now, again, bringing your intention and attention to the separation from his energy field, coming back to be more conscious of your own now. You are separate. You are similar to, but you are separate from him. And you can spread this alignment. Can you imagine? I mean, you can just extend your hands out and imagine just sending this energy to everyone in the field. This is a beautiful vibration to share. because it's healing. All it is a mindfulness, really, that he's gifted you tonight. It's just an ability to find that center place again. Mindful of the separation now, really seeing the distinction between your field, his field, noticing the separation in the energies themselves, putting even more distance between you now. If it helps, you can imagine beginning to slowly stand up from where you were seated around the fire. You can stay seated and just engage the separation. That's beautiful. Karen said that she hears him say he is always available to her. Isn't that true? As all the ascended masters and high teachers are. They're always available to you. I will tell you, in my experience, you have to ask them to come. They're not just waiting for you to, give them a hand gesture. You actually have to ask them to come. And just slowly bringing your attention back to the room that you're in. You can wiggle fingers and toes, turn your head from side to side. If it feels good, you can open your eyes, or you can wait just a few more seconds. Nice deep breath. Bless you. And you may start to notice now that your pulse quickens just a little bit. We went really low and slow. So now we're going to bring it back up to your normal waking heartbeat. Oh, I love that. Jessica said, he said, you must be your own fire. What about you guys in the room? Any interesting messages from our friend? Arizona? Mm-hmm.
And I got IGHA.
IGHA?
I don't know them. It's on Arizona's skyline with there was almost like starlight on it, but it was all tan, and it says IGHA.
Yeah, there's something there. I don't know what it is. I almost want to go look it up, but I will look it up and see what I find for you.
I have it the second time.
Interesting. She's getting an acronym in Arizona. So, and then I heard Brazil. Okay. Brazil's nice. You can do Brazil.
Great. This time of year.
Beyond nice. It's flipping paradise. Beautiful. So what I recommend that you do is make a list of what you saw, because in the next couple of hours, because you'll have the intention to remember, but then there's the fog of ritual, and all of a sudden 2 hours later you're like, what did I see again? I can't remember. Do you remember what I saw? I hear people outside talking like, I don't remember what I saw. So write it down. So let's ground that energy. Whew. So good. So good. Okay. So coming back to your receptive position, hands up, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to release the energy. And so when we open the circle, we opened it clockwise, energy came to you in your right hand. You're going to release the energy of the circle from your right hand and let it unwind counterclockwise. Morticia in the feed is from Tucson, Arizona. So I feel like you guys are holding kind of counterpoints for each other. Isn't that interesting? I like it when there's that kind of, she mentioned that specifically, I think, so that I would tell you that. Yeah. Letting that energy unwind counterclockwise around the circle, it'll come back to you in your left hand. And when it does, turn your hand upside down, send that energy down to the very center of the earth. And Great Mother Gaia, we send this energy to you. We know that you can hold what we cannot. We also know that energy is never created and never destroyed. So we ask that you take this energy from our hands. We ask that you use it in service of the greatest good, sending it to those who can benefit from it most. We ask that you send some of the healing energy, at least from tonight, to the country of India. We're so grateful for the energy, for the influence, for the gifts that India gives. And so we send just a river of love to that beautiful country tonight as it celebrates the most beautiful of all human values and virtues today on this sacred day. And so it is. Woo! So it is. Guardians of the North. Guardians of the North, we release you from your service to the circle. We thank you for the protection, grounding, stability, and connection to the ancestors tonight. Guardians of the West, we release you from your service to the circle. We thank you for connecting us to the higher emotions of love and compassion this evening. Guardians of the South, we release you from your service to the circle. It took courage to look at some of the things we looked at tonight, but we did it, and we did it with your help. Guardians of the East, we give thanks for this new day, this new beginning, this new cycle, and the new season ahead. I ask that you bless every single person in the circle, both virtually and online and here in person. In the spring season ahead, I ask that you take every seed that this community plants and make it grow. Every single seed that every person in this room and every person watching online, every single seed you plant, may it be blessed. May it grow farther and wider, bigger and stronger than you ever imagined. And when you come to the end of this year and you look back on your harvest, may you know in your heart that it is a sign of how much you are loved by your Creator. And we give thanks tonight. Amen, aho, and so it is. Okay, and the candle says good night. It says good night. I hope it was good for you. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one quite a lot. Grow, baby, grow is right. Are you ready to grow some stuff? A really beautiful ritual actually is just that. And since I won't see you before the next full moon, a beautiful ritual to do, and I do this with my kids, is go and get a pack of seeds. It's a really beautiful ritual. Go and get a pack of seeds. If you just have a little balcony, like you don't have a lot of space to grow anything, get one of those little, the little 6-pot things where you can germinate seeds. Get one of those. You need some dirt. You need some seeds. And do a ritual. I'd recommend it at the new moon, which I believe is what day is the new moon? 17th. Do it at the new moon, which is going to be right on the heels of the equinox. And let each seed be an intention. Separate them for the number of people who are there. Get your kids involved. Tell them they're making wishes. Wishes are the same as intentions. And then plant your seeds. And, when they sprout, do another ritual to celebrate and give thanks. Pour them a little grape juice and cheers to all the things that are going to bloom and grow for you this year. So I hope you'll do that ritual. It's a really simple, easy one, beautiful one, to involve little ones too. It's really special. Okay, next month. Are you ready? I have to take 2 minutes to tell you the story of next month because it's very personal to me. I'm taking you to Minoa. I'm taking you to ancient Greece, pre-Greece, next month. Is anyone not familiar with Minoa? Is that not a familiar name? Okay. So Minoa is what was there before Crete. So that gives you some sort of geographical context. My father is from Hania, Crete, which is the literal location of King Minos's palace. And growing up, my first gift was the snake goddess pendant. Growing up, I was always gifted books about Minoa. And so I am literally taking you to my own father's birthplace. I am 50% Minoan. And part of the reason I chose to do this is the Minoan civilization was destroyed. But there are so many remnants and so much wisdom that we have inherited from the Minoan civilization. For example, the worship of the bee is from Minoa. And so everything we think about, the bee goddess and all of that, queen bee, all of that comes from Minoa. It was one of the early matriarchies. Our theme, because the Minoans were very interested in shape-shifting. They were very magical people. Everyone's very magical. They just don't talk about it. But they were very magical. And so we're actually going to do a shape-shifting ritual. This is your transformation shape-shifting kit. What's really cool about this kit, and I'm going to talk about this, is if you want to do astral travel, if you want to do any interdimensional work, that's what this kit was designed for. We're going to do like a 101 of that together, but then I'm going to guide you a little bit about how you can use these tools to do a little more deeper journey if you want to do that. The perfume is called Shapeshift, and it has essential oil in it that we've never used in a perfume before called Ravent Sarah, which is for spirit contact and clarity. And so that's the key ingredient in our shape-shifting perfume. And then there's Auralite 23, She Light, and Rudolite quartz in your gemstone set, all from Tucson. So if you're into our kits, this is one of the best ones that we've done. And then what's really, really cool, are you ready for this? We had to do it right because these are my people. This is actual art from King Minos's palace. And these are the actual 2 pillars on either side of his throne. Is that cool?
Oh, wow.
So that is Minoa. That truly is what you would have seen if you were living there at the time. It's there in the shop for you now, so enjoy. I don't know if we have a sale code today. I can't remember what it is. So if my lovely team is here, they can comment online and share that with you guys. Oh, it's Holi.
That's holy.
Makes sense. Holi. I knew there was one, but I couldn't remember what it was. Okay, so HOLI saves you 18%. Is that right? Okay. That expires. So if you want to save almost 20% on your kit, do that tonight. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I loved being with you. I get to take you to my home space next month. So please don't miss it. Actually, not next month. In a few days. I'm going to see you on the 30th of March. The full moon does happen on March 31st. We are coming up on another blue moon. So this is a blue moon. But my son turns 11, as I told everybody in the room. And I'm doing a ceremony with him and that night. So we're going to gather together on the 30th. We'll still be in the full moon window, but I'll be seeing you a day earlier because my son is coming of age and we want to celebrate. All right, you guys. Oh, that's right. Well, spread your color. I did a bindi with mine. You can choose to use your holy powder anyway if you want to go home and fill a water balloon with it and throw it at people in your house. I totally endorse that practice. I want to say with a lot of love that I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you at the end of the month. Take care, everybody.